So when we do videos, that was a clunky outro of that audio. When we do videos, mate, if you hide your audio, if you do hide video, then people will be able to just watch the video and not just see you dancing.
I wanted them to see me dancing though.
I think Mikey came here to see you dancing, so he's happy.
I try my best. No. Oh yeah, turn off video. Oh, we'll do that next time.
Exactly.
It's all learning.
Anyway, so here we are. Oh, seriously, guys, we have spent the last hour and it's probably been an hour and a half for me trying to make a video play on my computer so that you could hear it. That was it. That was all I was trying to do. Mikey, please, can you stop with your constant nudity requests? You're starting to make me feel uncomfortable. You're starting to make Frosty feel uncomfortable. You're definitely making everyone in the show. He's comfortable. He's happy.
It's Friday night. I mean, come on.
So why are we here? Why are we doing this? Why should people be wasting their evening to be here with us?
Well, because you invited me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But why did I invite you?
Well, for anyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Frosty. I am lead guitar and vocalist. Well, we only got one guitar, so I'm kind of lead by default. Over the last month or so, we have been doing a Kickstarter campaign for our new EP, Coping Mechanism. It is, I think we're down to like the last 17 hours or something like that. And we are currently at £2,979. That's 91%. That's 91%, which is absolutely insane.
It is awesome.
And yeah, I think we've got £271 to go by 1 o'clock tomorrow. So Chris here very kindly said, "Would I like to come and try and talk it up a bit?" So here I am.
I've been really, really clever, you see, and I'm putting on the screen the Kickstarter page, except that I've done it wrong, and instead I'm showing you. I think it's a help page for how to make stupid projection things. Give me another second, and I think I will have the Kickstarter on the screen. Ah, yes, that's the one. Is it doing anything? Is it lying to us? Why is everything constantly awful? Okay.
I think I should make a disclaimer here and say that pretty much all of this is my fault, because apparently having a second person involved in the stream is what's causing all the problems. So anything that's going on here, you can blame me 100%, and I will thoroughly accept it.
So it turns out I can share folders, but not share your Kickstarter page. So never mind. Look, I can share that folder, but I can't share the Kickstarter page. So never mind. So you have been enjoying doing the Kickstarter. We have an interview to share with the band in a second, which we will do. I think before we do that, though, we should probably share some music, shouldn't we?
Why not?
We're going to put on a video. We've got some live music later on, which is exciting, but we have some recorded video because that's a nice folder. It was a nice folder. I can show the folder again if you want. Look, hang on. Now you've said that, you see, now you've actually said that, I'm going to give one last try of displaying you the actual, not that screen, that screen. Ah, look at this. There it is. That's the Kickstarter. That is the Kickstarter. You can see it here. There's a video you can watch. You can press play on that and watch it. You can see how many people are there. The most important thing is you can go down here and select a pledge, and you want to keep scrolling down on this screen all the way down here till you get to house show, and then you want to pay £500 to get a house show with these guys, and will they come to your house?
If it's within distance reason. I mean, we haven't really got it in the band kitty to get over to Australia or anything like that, but you know, that was just one of those pledges we thought we'd chuck in. There might be like a ska-loving sugar daddy somewhere in the satellite towns of London who might just be willing, and you know, it'd be a shame if it weren't there, you know.
Ska-loving sugar daddy is exactly what my wife calls me. So
or sugar mama, you know. I'm not one to judge. It's 2021 after all.
I feel like you know, before we started this, I mean, before we started the live stream, we had about an hour to chat while I was just going, oh, Click. Oh, but in that time, we mentioned how the first time we touched base was when I invited you to Warrington to come and play, and it was like, nah, that's too far. So
no, we really wanted to, because we'd heard such great things about the venue and about the shows that were put on there. And then we kind of made a mistake about where Warrington was. We thought it was like somewhere in Kent or something, and then we realised, oh no, completely other side of the country. And we didn't have anyone in the band who drove at the time, which you now do. So sod's law, I suppose.
We had Millie Manders, and they started the morning in Norwich, went down via London, picked up more people, and then came up to Warrington. They were absolute troopers.
Yeah, but they can afford a van. I've seen it.
I think, to be fair, I think the van broke like either the week after they came to us or anyway. Okay, we are going to go to some music. It's going to be a bit glitchy when I pick up the microphone and put it on top of my like bookshelf in order to make that work. But we are going to do that. This video is called "Don't You Look Back," and you recorded it while I'm setting it up. Just tell us how you recorded it.
Well, this was actually recorded during lockdown, sort of. Roundabout sort of like August time last year, and we just thought we're not doing anything else at the moment, so we just recorded the separate bits at our homes. We thought, you know, it'll be fun, let's get loads of people involved in this. So we got Housebound Ska Collective, Last Edition, Bald Head and the Dreads, Leadshot Hazards, New Canoe, Shape Cutters, my mate John Lennox Jr. as well. Basically like 3 different continents of people just getting involved, and it was just, you know, something to stave off the boredom. Oh, and it was mixed by Andy Baker of Andy Baker and the World as well. So, and you also need to go out and check out his new album because it's got 172 guest artists, including me. I'm on a track.
Okay, here goes for the song.
All right, we're doing this. Okay. Don't you look back to what you must do. But if you want my company, then I'll go right along with trade a moment in, cause I wake up every morning feeling like I win to say, don't you look back, do what you must do. But if you want my company, then I'll go right along with you. And don't you look back, do what you must do. But if you want my company, then I'll go right along with you. Some way to go. Don't want to rest on the ebb and flow. I'd like to be there when I can, but sometimes life don't go to plan. Believe in you, my each day. Sometimes I can't find the words to say. Be right here whenever you need. Will it all pan out? Well, let's just see. Say, don't you look back, do what you must do. But if you want my company, then I'll go right along with you. And don't you look back, do what you must do. But if you want my company, then I'll go right along with you. And it's not always easy, I know, but that's just the way it goes. And if you feel you've reached an must do. But if you want my company, then I'll go right along with you. And don't you look back, do what you must do. If you want my company, then I'll go right along with you. And don't you look back, do what you must do. If you want my company, I'll go right along with you. And don't you look back, do what you must do. But if you want my company, I'll go right along with you. Hey!
A thing of tremendous beauty there. I enjoyed that. Hopefully we'll have Frosty back with us in a second. Look at that.
My webcam wouldn't turn back on.
Well, I could hear you, like, I don't know what you were doing. It sounded very suspicious, but I could hear you on your mic. So I sent you a message saying mute your mic, and then I was like, I should probably mute my mic. At which point, all of the audio for the song died because it was running through my mic. So yeah, that was man, live streaming is a nightmare. But like we've already said, it's all your fault.
All right, this is the first ever live stream video I've ever done. So by all intents and purposes, this is the best I have ever done.
You're
just
doing
automatically so.
You're doing very well. Now, I think what we need to do is, this would not be a kind of Kickstarter awareness thing if we did not unfairly pressurize people. So I want everyone right now, look at that number. It says, can you see the number? It says 2,979. Okay. Now, all you would need to do, the problem is, of course, you're all watching a live stream, which means you probably can't actually access like a device to do it, but find another device, grab your wife's phone, okay, and go to kickstarter.com/projects/coping mechanism, okay. What would be great, yeah, in a direction, what would be wonderful, okay, is if by the end of this, I mean, I don't think it's, I'm trying to get the mouse back now. I don't think it is unrealistic to say that we could nail that. I mean, we could. There's only 250 quid left. Like, as
yeah,
I mean, actually doable.
Yeah. Given the amount we've raised so far, I mean, it'd be almost a shame not to make it to like just over the edge.
I mean, only one of you needs to pay £500 to have the band come and play in your bathroom. You know, and we're already over that.
Or for just £400, we will do a full band cover and video of your choice. I think shout out to Chaz of Codename Colin, who's been trying to organise a consortium of people gathered together to all pledge to get us to do Angel of Death by Slayer. I have absolutely no idea how we're going to do that, but if it happens, it happens.
You should definitely do Angel of Death by Slayer. Or you should do Hallowed Be Your Name by Iron Maiden. That would be good as well. Sam Johnson has asked if this is a wall of shoes. I'm going to field this question because I already know the answer. That is one wall of shoes. Okay, your fiance has two. There's an extra one.
I'll see if you can actually twist that around and see the other wall of shoes right over there.
I love the messy cardboard box as well. That's good. I have a huge amount of messy cardboard boxes underneath, but look at that, stylish. Okay, we've been waffling, and you know everyone's tremendously bored now, or they're not listening because they've gone to kickstarter.com/projects/coping mechanism, and they're literally putting money in right now, and thank you so much. So we're going to go to an interview now. Given the hassle that just getting the two of us online was, I'm extremely glad I didn't get all six of us online, or seven. How many of us were there? Something like 6, 7. So we're going to have an interview now. So yeah, with no more faffing around, here we go with an interview. He says, and then there's some faffing around. Hello, Filthy Militia.
Hello.
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 This is exciting to see you all.
Yeah.
We
Good to be here.
let's introduce ourselves. Everyone, well, no one knows who I am, but some people know who I am, so we don't need to do me. Who else have we got?
I am Ben, aka Frosty, and I am vocals and guitar.
Yep. I'm Remy, aka Frenchie number 2, and I'm the drums in this ensemble.
Nice. I just realised
I'm Mike.
the problem with this is that no one knows when to
Well, we
go
don't
next.
know
do
who's
they?
going
Okay,
next.
I'm choosing who's going next. We're going to go with.
All
We're
right.
going to go with Mikey, given that you already started.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm the trombone player in Filthy Militia, and I'm Australian number 1.
Nice. Okay, we're going to go with le garçon français number 2. Is that right?
Oui, c'est ça. So yeah, I'm Remy, aka Frenchie number 2, since I got there in second as a Frenchie.
We've already had you.
No, but I was number 2.
Yeah, you said number 2.
I said number 2.
I
Yeah,
thought
2.
you said number 1. Okay.
No, because I got there second.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. Okay. In which case, we need number 1, which I assume is Justin. Where's Fred?
Just going so well.
So we pre-recorded this because we know we can have horrible tech failures going live.
It's just like his haircut is killing me. It's just so great.
I think it's the hand. It's the hand. He could be. It looks like he's.
I can't see him.
He's in the middle of making a rude hand signal on my screen. Anyway. Okay, and we'll go to Eve. Are you French in any way?
Hello. I'm not French, I'm afraid. Nor am I anything interesting. I'm just here.
Ah,
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Eve. You might recognise me from Leadshot Hazard as well, or potentially Housebound Ska Collective, which has started up since lockdown. But in Filthy Militia, I am also here. I'm the sax player, lady number 2. So
That's good.
Hi.
Yes, we do have another sax player who's been in.
She's been sent to Australia because of her misconduct.
Yes,
Is she
But she stole
Australian
loaf of
or
bread.
is she French?
either. She's from Walsall.
Fair enough.
Australian.
Justin's back, but I don't think he deserves to speak or have an introduction anymore.
Hush.
He's
You're-
also
you're-
muted.
So muted or delayed.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure it was only good things you were saying about me.
Always.
Of course.
I don't recall any good things. Okay, so we're gonna start really with. So we started. Well, we didn't really start late, but we sort of started late because of Remy.
Yeah, sorry for the smoothie.
Remy that made a smoothie, and I want to know what is in that smoothie.
Mango, banana, apple, some what is it called? Like the Yellow Valley yogurts, and a bit of oat.
Nice. Is it good?
Yeah.
Of course. How could I question that? I'm sorry. I'm drinking really cheap blackcurrant squash. It is not very good, but you know, that's the way of these things. Okay, so it's really important that we get on to music now. So my first question: if your whole band was thrown in the sea, who would get eaten by the sharks first?
Ooh.
The slowest, the worst swimmer.
Probably just.
Ooh.
No, I'm quite a good swimmer actually now. I'm quite a good swimmer.
No, if anything, I think that Justin would be probably one, because if for example we'd fallen off like a cruise liner or something, he'd be desperate. He'd probably be the most desperate to get back to the buffet to save the pate and the cheese. So I imagine he'd probably save himself first. I'm not the greatest swimmer. I usually sink pretty quickly, so I imagine.
Well, that's sad to see that the leader of the band is going to be the one sinking first. But you know what? Like at the end of the day, you should go with the boat, huh?
Yeah. I just think there's a lot of guitarists out there. There's a lot of singers. Drummers, bit thinner on the ground. I mean, sax players. The problem with sax players is they have to be in 3 bands because there's so few of them. Like
minimum, yeah.
So yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna be missing you. Why are you called Frosty?
Last name's Foster. Kids used to call me Frosties, like the cereal, take the piss out of me in school, and just kind of stuck.
Nice.
Flipped it back on them.
One of my nicknames in school was Fat Chris, which weirdly I didn't mind that much. I don't know. I'm also not particularly fat now, so
yeah, exactly. That's probably why.
Something you can own.
That's because you're really cool. It's fat with a PH.
Yeah, I think fat with a PH isn't cool anymore, though, is it? Like, I'm not sure it was ever that cool, but like, if you go around, and go, "Oh man, that was fat," I just think people are going to be looking at you with strange expressions. So, music. You're in a band. What's your band called? Have we even said that?
We are called Filthy Militia, and we play ska punk. Funnily enough, hence why we're here.
Indeed. And what do you have going on in your lives revolving? Talk about the Kickstarter. I was trying to do a nice segue into that, but that failed.
Well, obviously with lockdown and everything, it's been tough. Getting physically into rehearsal studios. Obviously, we haven't had any gigs going on or anything, but beginning of February marked the 3rd anniversary of our first EP, Innocent Till Proven Filthy. We've released one sort of live video session in between then, and one collaborative lockdown video, which I imagine we'll probably have just played because that's probably going to be the one I send you. And but we haven't done anything in the studio since then, and we just thought it was about time to do it. So yeah, hence we launched Kickstarter. We haven't had a huge amount of money coming in, and obviously we've had cuts to the money we've had coming in as part of our salaries through lockdown and stuff. I mean, I usually run a couple of open mics to get a bit of extra income coming in. That hasn't been happening. So we thought we'd give the whole Kickstarter thing a go, and yeah, so far it's been going well, amazingly well. Last time I checked, I think we got 87%, £396 left to go for 1 p.m. on Saturday. So yeah, who knows?
And the money is going towards another EP. How come's not another album or an album? Because your last one, Innocent Until Proven Filthy, which is an excellent name, by the way. I think the main reason I bought that EP, like I was going to wave the CD around, but I don't know. I think it might be that one. No, that's some French. In fact, I'm going to get that out anyway. Now you've got 2 Frenchies. Oh, a huge pile of CDs just fell over. I've got a load of French ska punk I've been listening to.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Zero Talent.
They came over 2 years ago, I think. And I tried to go to a few of their dates. I went to one. Anyway, why not an album? Have you not got enough songs, or did you just want to keep things agile and like just do a few?
Maybe it's because the lineup changed as well, in the sense that like we have different people, we have maybe more as well. We're going to have a bit more brass section. Like, for example, I joined because the drummer that was previously in the band left for Spain for personal reasons. He went back home, basically. So I was playing in one of his bands, and he was like, well, there's this band, Filthy Militia, that's still going on here. Could you like cover for me for a bit? And in the end, the cover became, because they're obviously a bunch of filthy nice people. So you just end up tagging along. I think I can talk for Eve as well on this matter, because she came in at first for a dep. And now that like the second sax player is going to come back for Australia at some point, like we are really happy to have her with us. And hopefully, she wants to tag along a bit more as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Go on, Mike.
Really, that lineup change. You know, I came on board. The trumpet player had left, so we sort of jumped in, and it has evolved because obviously you started with, I think there was another guitarist at some point.
Mhm.
It's gonna be good now.
But essentially, half of the band wasn't on that EP. So it is important to kind of play something and record something that is the band as it is now, because I think the sound has changed just through the addition of different members and obviously a trombone instead of a trumpet.
Yeah, I think in a way, because when we did our first EP, it was kind of almost out of necessity in a way, because we really needed. I mean, we've been getting some quite a few shows. I mean, big shout out to Paul Smith, B Sharp promo at New Cross Inn, for basically just giving us gigs completely blind for the first year or so, because we didn't have anything recorded. But we really needed to get something recorded. And there were certain songs we didn't feel were quite there at the time. And in fact, the opening song, Up in Smoke, we basically finished recording that while we were in the studio, finished writing that while we were in the studio. So we had those 4 songs. We like those songs, don't get me wrong, but they are on the EP because they were the only songs we felt were right at the time. Yeah. And now that we feel, one thing we really want to do with this EP is just show, because it's been 3 years since the last one, we want to show how we have developed and grown as a band since then. And we have got lots of different songs to pick and choose from, but I think if we did go for an album, one, it'd be a lot more expensive, and you know, this way we were able to, if we kept it down to an EP, we were able to go with a slightly more expensive producer, which hasn't fully been booked yet, so I won't go too into that just now. But we could really pick which songs, you know, we felt were strongest. I mean, there's some that we've been playing at gigs for quite some time that we feel are like some of our best songs. I just think it really helped at this stage, just doing an EP helped us pick something like a really cohesive, strong record in total, and I think that's what would be best for us at this stage.
I think as well the musical landscape's changed, doesn't it, a bit? You know, like as in when
I was going to get on there. Yeah.
You know, like when I was, even now in my head, it's, you know, you haven't really done something till you brought out an album, you know. But in reality, I mean, if you look at Millie Manders, you know, I mean, I think the album that they've just brought out, like, that's their, I think, on the back of about 4 or 5 EPs. Because actually you can be touring with a big load of music, and then people can really know like 2 or 3 of your songs, and then just enjoy the rest, and that can be fine too.
Well, and there is also what's happening right now, in the sense that, like, you know, it's been a year for the music industry that's been probably like the most dramatic year in ages, and all of the bands out there, everybody's been like thinking, because, you know, we're all like in different formations as well, like not only in Filthy Militia, we all have other projects, and this is when like you see that some bands and some projects are going to survive this pandemic and some other aren't. And if your project survive, you kind of have to justify as well that's why did we survive? Just because we're friends and we're hanging out in the same house, or just because we like the music we play together, or because we have like people that can compose and people that can follow up as well, and just like, you know, manage to work online as well. Not everybody is capable of all those things, and I think it's mostly as well about being a bit lucky and a bit determined in like in the ideas that we have. And I think like this promotion and this Kickstarter especially are a good show that, like, you know, the band is alive and wants to kick in.
Yeah, I think Kickstarters
wants to kick it
in the UK scene. There's been a couple of slightly, I don't know, I don't want to talk nastily about any bands or kind of musicians out there, but there've been a few fairly high profile cases where people have done Kickstarters, and then there's been an impression that people haven't used that funding very effectively, which I actually think is a real shame, because I think, so I did a Kickstarter, I'm an author as well, and I did a Kickstarter earlier in the year, and when I looked at the stats of it, something like 20% of my people who joined it, I didn't know and had just found me through that platform. So it's quite a kind of like, have you heard of the band Smiley and the Underclass?
Yes.
I
Love them.
yeah, I love Smiley, even though he's very sarcastic about me all the time. But like I actually only I'm always buying stuff on Kickstarter, and I discovered that band because of Kickstarter, like rather than hearing about them through the scene. But yeah, what's weird is a lot of people have switched from, oh, you know, we can't trust Kickstarter because people are a bit dodgy on it, and so instead they just do a self-hosted like just send me money anonymously into a pot on my website with no accountability and like no kind of you know, determination to provide updates and stuff. So,
yeah, but that's hustling in a sense.
well, it is, but I think because Kickstarter in some ways has got a bit of a bad name. Basically, I'm really happy to see bands. I think we just need to ignore the fact there have been a few bad cases of it.
There's always bad apples. Yeah.
Well, exactly, you know, and I hope by the time we get to the end of this live stream tonight, obviously we're recording this yesterday, to everyone seeing this now, obviously to all of you here, like Mike, it isn't yesterday, you're fine, it's actually today.
No.
Although just to really screw with things, in Australia it might be yesterday, I don't know.
Exactly. This is what I'm working with. I mean to address the Kickstarter thing, I think that, I mean, look, you know, I've kind of I've taken over the band's Twitter account to kind of push the Kickstarter, which has been really interesting. What you said about getting more people that previously hadn't heard of the band, you know, and it's really interesting when you start to look online and try and really promote the band. You realize there's this, you know, real underground kind of scene of ska, and it's, you know, there's a lot more of us than we really thought in the first place. But I think, I mean, I've been pretty stressed about the Kickstarter, to be honest, because it's just, you know, it's an all or nothing, you know. And I knew early on that we'd have to do a lot of work to get it in front of people's faces, because social media is such these days, unless you do a paid promotion, it doesn't show them links. So you know, we've been on a pretty big campaign to try and get it to our friends and family and those who are fans of the band, which we think has worked. We're almost there. We're, you know, it's the last kind of ditch effort to push it over the line. Right now, we've got 2 days left. So
I think you can tell that the people like that carried this Kickstarter like the most are Ben and and Mike. That they've been like literally like the blade, you know.
But it's been brilliant, really, because, you know, we're working towards something that we believed we needed to do as a band. We need to record this EP, and so, you know, we've been working hard. There's 2 new songs that we've actually never performed live, which are great, but still kind of in production. So, you know, we've been working hard on that as well. So it's been a pretty full-on kind of few months for the whole band, really. But, you know, we're hoping if we can get this Kickstarter done, we can get this EP out. Really, it's the next stage of this band's evolution.
So
I think just have
the link to the Kickstarter will be appearing on the screen constantly, on and off, the whole way through this.
Amazing.
Really?
It's like one of the subliminal image, you know.
Yeah, it'll be like
a
split screen, like just a sudden, just one single frame that will just be the link to the Kickstarter, and then just occasionally a photo of Mike naked, just to get that subliminal kind of.
Where did you get that?
I gave it to him.
To be fair, I have asked you to stop sending me them so often. To be fair, my wife has started to complain, but you know.
But to be honest, it is good promo for the band.
You're naked, but you've got the Kickstarter address written on.
Well, that's right. You know, that's what we're going for.
Just lying on the rug in front of the wood burner.
This is the secret first prize
tasteful.
for our best contributor, spending an evening with Mike naked.
This is straying away.
Where do we get to?
Okay, so we only have a few more minutes, mostly because I'm too cheap to buy real Zoom, so we're only allowed 40 minutes. But also because, you know, I think, you know, attention spans are short, and, you know, most people are used to just like 30 seconds of a story. So most people have just
Best,
zoned
yeah.
out now. But what are you most excited about the real world returning at some point?
I think
Live
it's
gigging?
nice.
Not
gigging?
everybody at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to just getting back to the inn again. I mean, at the moment, our first gig back, touch wood, if everyone behaves themselves and things go to schedule, our first gig back is going to be supporting Neville Staple in July.
Nice.
And I mean, I just like the whole ethos, like the whole, B sharp level up thing of just going to a gig, seeing people I haven't seen in the flesh for a year, and finally being allowed to hug them again. And
Nobody
get
said
away-
good you could hug them.
well,
even though lockdown might have ended, consent is still a thing. I did, they haven't got rid of that.
there's no handshakes in ska punk. It's all hugs.
But
It's all hugs.
I thought it was okay to just hug random people. That's what I've been doing my whole life.
It's just what we've been saying, Mike. It is sort of okay, but when you're naked, it just sends such a different message. Like,
that's the first time I've heard this.
Yeah, for me, the problem with you, Mike, it's the boner.
Yeah.
God,
You're going to stop carrying that hormone.
This is when we discover there is a special relationship between two of our band members that we were not aware of.
in the long dark nights of lockdown.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean that's the main thing that I'm just
For you,
missing is just seeing people again and getting back to.
I think what I'm
wasted
looking
and-
forward to is I'm looking forward to getting gigs across the country and driving 4 hours to them to get paid absolutely nothing to do them. I think that's really, I'm really looking forward to that.
I think that's one of the questions, that's gonna happen a little bit as well when everything reopens, and that's gonna depend a lot on the musicians and how they want to be treated, because before that was absolute truth in the sense that you used to travel a lot, carry heavy stuff, sometimes take the train if you don't have a car, get to a place, don't get necessarily paid, have to go back home, you go back late, you're tired. I mean, that was a whole package, and sometimes you could catch yourself complaining about those. But at the end of the day, the reason why this happens is because a lot of bands accept this as a form of I'm getting my music out there. And maybe if this pandemic has to do something positive about those bands in general, it's maybe for people to be a bit more picky about where they play.
I think I've always thought, when I've talked to bands, oh, you're in a ska band, you obviously don't want to make any money. Has just been my assumption. There's that thing of, I've seen a video of it's some Facebook one, but it just has here's a normal touring van, and then here's a ska band's touring van, and it's two vans really badly welded together.
No, but that's true, in a sense, because I hope the underground scene is not going to disappear, because the underground scene needs this. But at the end of the day, there is a difference between not making any money and losing money.
Yeah.
One is not viable. So so that's.
Not making any money is also not really viable,
I mean, you get a sandwich, you get a beer, Yeah, hopefully you get your travel costs, and after that you can go back to work the next day. But that's a different kind of life.
Yeah, I think. I mean, when I'm a promoter as well, and the thing for me, what makes it easier is I'm a doctor, so doctors are quite well paid.
They do all right.
So my approach to when I put on a gig is that I'm going to make a huge loss, and then I can pay all the bands well. And then it's a bit like doing a Kickstarter. If you're trying to break even on a gig, and you're constantly looking at other ticket sales going, and am I going to make? Whereas actually, if you just say, it doesn't matter, I'm going to make a loss. But most promoters are not in my shoes,
Yeah,
and
but that's very true. Yeah,
and all the venues are not in. I mean, when we come out of this, I'm not sure where I'm going to put the next Warrington Ska Punk show on, because I don't really know if we've really got a venue left in Warrington. They were a bit thin on the ground before, and that's before the government has not been great at supporting independent venues.
Music industry. Yeah.
But, well, this all got a bit morose, So that's a shame.
And it is what it is, you know. At the end of the day, we all in there in the same boat, and like some of us are like way down in the boat, and there's like a couple of holes that we have like to put our fingers in. But like as long as we can still like, you know, keep on doing what we're doing, and hopefully like bring out some music as well. Well, I think that we'll be already on the right track.
And I think
people are going to be gagging. People are going to be gagging for gigs as well. After this all over as well. So we got to keep that in mind.
But what could be a big change, though, is the fact that many more bands have understood they can now record a track with everybody. That sounds okay. Not having to be all in the same studio at the same time more. So I suspect we're going to see even more, probably more of a flow of releases, not fully professionally recorded for a little while, I suspect, because people in our bands have learned that they can do that during the lockdown.
Yeah.
So,
I need to draw us to an end, otherwise we'll have an abrupt end where Zoom just kicks us out. But it was lovely to see you all, and
thanks for having us.
It'll be lovely.
Thank you for having us.
It'll be lovely to have you up at a Warrington Ska Punk show. We'll definitely.
Oh, please, that'd be super cool.
And like, you know, you'll all get £3 or £4 in your pockets at the end of the evening. So,
yes,
you know, like,
profits.
Obviously, well, beer's extra. You know, so obviously you'll have to pay for that. Like,
go back minus.
I'll bring my hip
£10 for the beer.
But
it's been a pleasure. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to see you all. I'm glad that, you know, obviously Remy's had a delicious smoothie, but I hope didn't suffer too much missing lunch. We'll probably see you in the live stream chat and stuff now, because it's now. Mike's looking confused again. It's not now.
I'm gonna talk to myself. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Okay. Love to see you guys. All the best.
Thank you, Chris. Take care of yourselves too.
It's not some kind of game to be won. You can't just pack up after you're done. Might be an afterthought, but you can take
there we go. Managed with a minimum of horrific technical issues.
That was art. Like the absolute chaos at the beginning when we can't decide who's going to introduce the next person. It's beautiful. I love it. I loved everything about that.
Indeed. So we are nearly done. I think some of you've seen we've just hit £3,004. Look at that. So we are not going to end this live stream until we reach 3,250. If it takes all night, or all weekend. I know the Kickstarter ends tomorrow morning, but we're gonna
1
p.m. tomorrow. But we're just going to soldier on. If we have to carry on weeks, months on this live stream, we may be found as skeletons sitting in chairs, still begging people to give money long after Kickstarter no longer even exists as a platform. But
I would like to think that my fiance would bring me a glass of water, after at least the first couple of days, at least.
I pressed play on the interview, and then I messaged Ben and said I was going to run and go and get a beer. And then the whole way I was downstairs, I was just like, it's just going to crash and burn while I'm out of the room. But it did not, so that is good. We are nearly done. We're going to have some live music now.
Oh gosh.
Look at that.
It was almost as if I had it ready.
Yes.
All right. So I think I was just done So the song I'm going to do is one that's going to be on the EP. It's probably our oldest song. We actually performed this at our first ever gig way back in December 2016 at the Dublin Castle in Camden, and it's pretty much been a staple of our live set ever since. And I think, given that we were talking about a little bit about struggling venues towards the end of that, I think it's quite fitting, because that's kind of all what this song is about. And because we actually, when we first started out, we referred to ourselves as Ska Gypsy Punk, because we thought we'd write more songs like this, but we never did. But this one has stayed. So this song is called "Land of the Dead."
I was hoping it was going to be on your first EP. I was this is the coaster I was talking about that I found in the pile of CDs.
Yay!
I mostly wanted to shout up to point out to Puck that I'm a real fan. This. Look at this. Innocent till proven filthy. Sorry, I interrupted. Go for it. It sounds great, mate. I'm looking forward to it.
The animals are coming out tonight. The cages left open, something ain't right. Better stay home, you better stay out of sight. Feed on the stress of over by society. The kind that never offer you or me. But we all got a price, and nothing comes for free. And it's not for all and all for one. The heart and soul is ripped out for they become begun. Keep the memories locked away in your head. No giving up or giving when you're living in the land of the dead. What's that? What's coming round? What is this they're sending on a little town? To come and pay you off when you're 6 feet underground. And it's not for all and all for one. The heart and soul is down for they be on the gun. Keep your memories locked away in your head. Don't give it up or give it when you're living in the land of the dead. Shh, don't cry, there's nothing you can do. You won't recognize here when they're through. But if love should happen, they might just have a place for you. And it's not for all and all for one. The heart and soul is stripped out for baby from the young. Keep your memories locked away in your head. Don't give it up or give it when you're living in the land of no giving up or giving when you're living in the land of no giving or forgiving when you're living in the land of
Beautiful, mate. Well, you
Something
woke
like
my dog up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I feel so guilty. I was tempted to tell you about the false end before we started this, but I thought, nah, I thought I'd throw you.
Oh, it's much more fun when I then start talking in the false end. That's great. Like, to be honest, I mean, we're done now, guys. So thank you, everyone who's come. I always have the flipping stressful, but as in getting it all up and running. But I've had a lovely time. This is Evie Two Tone. She's called Two Tone because she's kind of black and white. She was actually named by suggestion from the Warrington Ska Punk page. So it's pretty cool. The shoe owner is behind you. Ask what's her favourite shoe. Ask her which one's her favourite shoe.
Tash, which one of your shoes is your favourite? She doesn't have a favourite pair.
Does she know she's on a live stream in front of literally 9s of people?
I'm not sure. Pen? No,
Yes.
No, I don't.
How do you not have
So we should probably finish. What I would say is we've probably got time for one more song. One of the new ones. Could you do a new song?
A good new song? Yeah, I could do a new song.
Before you do it though, let's just give that shout out one more time. It is kickstarter.com/projects/coping mechanism. I cannot believe there's 11 people watching. I reckon there is one person out there who has not supported us on Kickstarter. Go on, put £1 in. Okay? Or if you're already supporting it, go and increase your pledge by £1, and then we can see that number go up from where it is at the moment, whatever it is at the moment, like 3004. Let's see if we can have this last song, and then end with a smile. Dog's gone back to sleep. Has this song got a false ending? That's the question.
This one doesn't have a false ending. No, this one's actually a bit more of a chilled out one. I'm going to pick this one because this is one of the ones that Mike mentioned that it hasn't been played live as a full band before. We've got two, and one doesn't really work that well acoustic, so I'll give this one a go. And this one's called Beat Down. If anyone wants to know a little,
it would have been funny if you said we've got two, and there's one that doesn't work acoustic, so I'm going to do that one. Like,
and also, but I haven't practiced that one either. So don't tell the rest of the band. This one is. Yeah, and also this guitar is really tricky playing high up the neck as well, and you have to go quite high.
£3,015.
Oh my word! This is insane. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. I will check who that was and send you a thank you in a moment. But this song, by the way, if anyone wants to find out a bit more about the songs themselves, we've actually done a song-by-song breakdown as part of the updates on the Kickstarter page. So if you go on there, click the updates, you can get all the lyrics and a little bit about what the song's about. This one's called Beat Down, and I can't remember who it was. I was reading an interview with someone, like it was an older musician. They were saying the problem with modern music is that the young people aren't writing protest songs, which I think for anyone who's listened to ska punk or any kind of punk in general knows that it's complete bollocks. Which is what they're just saying. It's like the top 40 isn't writing protest songs. Well, the top 40 has never written protest songs. It's just not been a thing. So this is just kind of like, it's not like about any specific hot button topic at the moment. It's just about like, it's a protest song about protest songs and how they're being ignored by certain parts of society. And I'll quit rambling on. This one's called Beat Down. Rumble from the underground. Too many youth lost under the cosh. Is there anyone to play ball hand in love? Beat down. Never forget the greatest to come has not happened yet. For sure, cause to settle the score. If you want more, I guess this means war. Though they say we are the have-nots.
And our ideals are all that we've got. But if we stand together with united voices, never gonna stop us. It's gonna be a beatdown. It's a little too late here, I feel. Isn't it clear? If you still hear what we all sang before, there's only so much that we can enjoy. Beat down, gonna get the grain, bring it all down with a crashing refrain. Look in my eyes, tell me, what do you see? What comes next don't come easily. So they say we are the have-nots, and our ideals are all that we've got. But if we stand together with united voices, never gonna stop us. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's a false ending. It's a false ending. I'm not going to trust it.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Never let the finger get it on the wrong way. Skim the talking scar, but just as fast as you can say. What you think they're seeing on the big screen now? Where you think they'll be when the shit comes down? You know there's no escaping, cause coming from all sides. There's no turning back, you better run for your life. This ain't some game we play, don't need to tell you twice. We're showing our hand, we don't play nice. So they say we are the have-nots, and our ideals are all we've got. But if we stand together with united voices, never gonna stop us. Never gonna stop us now. 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 Putting the guitar now. It's definitely not a false ending. That's the real ending.
That totally was a false ending.
No, I think you'll find that was an a cappella middle eight.
Okay, an a cappella middle eight. Anyway, we have reached that point in the evening. I actually, do you know what? I ended up feeling a little bit like I was actually at a gig and having fun tonight. Thanks, guys. I've appreciated it. It's felt like hanging out with people. It's good.
Yeah, it's been real fun. Thanks so much for having me, man. It's been helping us.
We're now at £4,000. No, we're not. But thank you, everyone who has supported the Kickstarter. And I mean, it's basically guaranteed to. It's gonna get past the.
Don't
jinx
it! Don't jinx it!
Just jump on eBay and sell some of those shoes, mate. You'll be fine.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, everyone, for coming along. And yes. I suppose I'll leave you with the with the screenshot of the Kickstarter there. Thanks very much. Have a wonderful time. We will see you all at gigs soon enough.
Here's to hoping. Cheers very much, Chris.
God bless, guys. See you all in a bit.
Cheers.
Woo!